Hey guys, welcome back to the Homemade Haven. Today's video will be the final video of our chicken series, Beginner's Guide to Keeping Chickens. In this video series, I've been trying to educate those who may be brand new to chickens on how to raise chickens, how to handle them. Today we're going to discuss a couple methods of feeding them, protecting them, and ways to continue to make your flock grow in the future. At the moment, I am standing under the shade of our rabbit hutch area, which is actually attached to our chicken coop. We'll show you guys this in a separate video here soon, but today it is very warm and very sunny, so I thought I would kind of steal some shade here and kind of walk through what I wanted to talk to you guys today about. So just recently we have added some extra egg-laying chickens to our flock. When you are adding new chickens to your flock, you do want to take some precautions, as with adding any animal to your existing animals on your homestead or in your home. And first and foremost, whenever you arrive at the place to pick up your chickens, you want to do a thorough overview. You want to be looking at their current accommodations. How does their coop look? Is there tons of poop everywhere? Does it look dirty, like their feeders and waters haven't been cleaned? Is it kept how you would keep your own chickens' environment? If it's not, then you might want to take a closer look at the chickens themselves, look them over, check their feet, check underneath their feathers, check their combs and wattles. You want to make sure that they have bright red combs and wattles, no pale colored flesh, looking underneath their feathers, looking for different sores or abrasions, maybe mites or lice or some other kind of parasitic critter that could be on them. You want to look over their feet, make sure that they don't have any signs of bumblefoot or any kind of abrasions on their feet, which could be an infection of some sort. Look them over very carefully, listen to their breathing, make sure they don't have any discharge from their nostrils or their eyes, that they just look very bright and alert, what a healthy chicken should look like. If all those things are clear, here at our homestead, I just separate them for about a day or so, just so that the new chickens and our existing chickens can kind of get to know each other through an existing fence or barrier. Because again, we have that pecking order that we have to be concerned about. We don't want to just throw new chickens in with old chickens and them have to duke it out right away, which they probably will still end up doing anyways, but we want to kind of do this as gradually as we can. If you are able to completely quarantine them for maybe 2 weeks or so, just to make sure that there isn't any kind of sickness or funk that's going on with them, that's really preferred. For me, I feel like if I know the person that I'm getting my chickens from, I know their history, I know how the animals are kept, and I've laid good eyes on them, I'm okay with separating them for about 24 hours and then adding them to my existing flock. So for us, just recently, we got a hold of 2 separate groups of egg layers and brought them home. So we have added 16 new egg layers to our mix within the past 2 or 3 weeks, and so our egg count has gone up, which is great because we are able to sell some of the extra eggs to help offset some of our feed costs. So when we bring our new flock home, we have this old PVC chicken tractor that we built many moons ago. This chicken tractor was meant to stay inside of our 6-foot privacy fence when we lived in a residential area, so it was very lightweight and not super duper predator proof, but it worked for the application that we needed it for. Of course, as I come out here to film a video, some of our land clearing guys decide to start clearing down some brush, so I do apologize if you hear some trees falling and some machine beeping and grinding. There's always a project going on here. We actually have some huge news going on behind us, but we'll save that for another video as well. So as I was saying, we have this PVC tractor that we built many moons ago. We use that for separating chickens if they're sick. If they are sick, we don't keep them inside of the same pen as our existing chickens. If we're introducing new chickens and everybody's cleared the health check, then we keep the tractor inside of our existing chicken pen so everybody can get to know each other through the wire cage that's on it, and we leave them in there until we feel comfortable to integrate them in with our new chickens. And once we are ready for that, we wait until nighttime and we just stick the new chickens into the coop with our older chickens. Really doing things at nighttime with chickens is best because because at nighttime they're a lot more docile. They can't see very well when it's dark, and they're not going to peck on each other and attack one another once they're on their roosting bar to go to sleep for the night. So that's really the best time to introduce new chickens to your existing flock, and then that way in the morning they can come right out, be together, go ahead and start eating from the same feed bowls and getting to know each other, working out that pecking order and moving on with their lives from there. For us, since we like to free range our chickens, I will typically do a day or two where I keep everybody inside the pen close to the coop so that our newbies know where the coop is and where to return to at nighttime. They also know where to lay their eggs. They know that this is their new home. So we don't free range our chickens right after we add new ones. Everybody stays within the fence during the day, and once I see them going to bed and getting on the roosting bars at night and I don't feel like it's any issue, then I let them out and they come out in free range and they know where to come back to whenever the sun starts going down. So just recently we have separated out our American breast chickens that we started with last year that are our dual purpose chickens, so we use them for both meat and eggs. We have separated them for almost a month now so that we can collect some of their eggs, hatch them out, and have another round of meat birds this upcoming year. Now whenever you are ready to breed specific chickens, if you have multiple roosters and multiple breeds, you will need to separate them out with the specific breed of rooster and hen that you are looking to reproduce, and they need to be away from the other roosters for at least 30 days. This will guarantee that they have flushed out any other roosters' offspring that they might be carrying, and that way you know for sure that you're getting the rooster and the hen's offspring that you are looking for. So that's what we've done with our breasts. They have been in their own separate pen, living in our chickshaw. Here in a few more days we'll start collecting eggs from them and sticking them in the incubator. We have been doing a rotation system with free ranging our chickens because obviously we can't let all of the breeds out to forage around the property at the same time because that would defeat the purpose of trying to keep them separated. So what we've been doing is letting our egg layers out one day and keeping the breasts inside of their fencing, and then on the alternate days letting the breasts out and keeping the egg layers in. So on certain days that we have to keep chickens stuck inside of their netting, I wanted some kind of supplement for them because these chickens are used to free ranging the entire property, and when they're stuck inside the fence I just hate that they're missing out on that vital nutrition. So on the days that they are stuck inside, we like to supplement their diet by using Grubterra black soldier fly larvae. We just love what Grubterra does for our chickens and our eggs. Whenever I pull up with the cart and pull out the bag, everybody comes running from all over the property because they love them. It's literally only black soldier fly larvae that has been dehydrated. They have a protein percentage of 34%, which is pretty amazing because your regular layer feed is usually typically somewhere between 16 to 18% that you get from the feed store. I just can't say enough good things about Grubterra. If you are interested in trying them on your homestead, I will put a link in the description box below. We actually have a discount code for our viewers to get 10% off. I would not be promoting them if I did not believe in them and actually use them. As you can see, this bag is empty. This was a 5-pound bag. We actually have some more in the mail as we speak because we want to continue giving our chickens amazing quality food and supplements. So speaking of food, let's move out into the sunshine and I will show you guys our feed setup here. As you can see behind me, we have these two hanging feeders. This is for our egg layers here. We have the same exact setup over with our breasts. It is just a shepherd's hook that you step into the ground. We have run some chain down to some hanging 5-pound feeders. We have added these dome covers on top. These are like a squirrel guard. We did this to help kind of shield some of the rain from getting in the top of the feeder and to also prevent any kind of climbing critter that might get up there. I did mention in a few videos ago how we have moved all of our feeders up off the ground because we were having a problem with mice getting into their feeders. I have not seen any mouse poop or any sign of any kind of rodent around our feeders since then, so I think this system is working. Behind me we have our waterer. This is just a 5-gallon top fill waterer. Super easy to clean and to fill. This has been a great system for us. A lot of chicken water waters can be super hard to clean. This one is just a couple pieces, is basically just a bucket and a rim on the bottom, so I can pop them apart and give them a scrub whenever I need to. And it's so simple to just take the lid off and fill it with the water hose and not have to spend extra time worrying with a difficult water, and the same goes for the feeders. So as far as our feed goes, I have done videos on this in the past, how we've switched feeds, and we have found a local feed mill that we really love. We feed our chickens a non-GMO diet. We have seen a huge difference in our egg production and just the overall quality of our birds. Your feed choice is ultimately going to be up to you. Your chickens will probably help you decide whether they like the pellets or the crumbles. Do your research on your feeds. Make sure that you know what you're buying. Do you want non-GMO? Do you want organic? Do you want medicated, non-medicated? There are so many different options. Ultimately, our feed is just a supplement to their forage and natural diet that they find outside of the chicken pen. But if that's not an option for you, then you definitely want a good quality food that's going to sustain your chickens in all the right ways. So this year, a little something different that we're doing on our homestead and experimenting with is not only free-ranging our birds and letting them find forage on their own, but trying to produce some of our own animal feed here on our own property. So for our chickens specifically, we plan on planting a couple of feed plots that we will either harvest and preserve and feed to them, or we will move them through kind of in a tractor style approach, maybe putting some fencing around certain area and just letting them naturally forage on whatever the item might be. So some of the stuff that we are growing for them are some sunflowers. These are the Russian mammoth sunflowers, so they're gonna get super big, but they have the big heads full of sunflower seeds. We also plan on giving some of those to our rabbits and to our pigs, so everybody can benefit from that. I have this meadow mix seed. This is a variety of different kinds of grasses and edible clovers that our chickens, our rabbits, and our pigs, again, can all benefit from. We also have some buckwheat that we plan on planting for everyone as well. So, and then we have some varieties of corn and of course other garden vegetables. So we're growing items that not only we love, but our animals love and benefit from. If we're gonna put our time and effort into something, we wanna get the maximum usage out of it as we can. When we're out here, we're gonna go ahead and collect eggs for the day. We have one chicken from one of the new groups that we've added that likes to kick eggs out of the box, and then that tempts the other ones to peck at it and mess with it. So I've been trying to get out here pretty soon after everybody's done laying eggs and go ahead and collect and bring them in so we don't have any casualty eggs. As you can see, everybody likes to lay in the same boxes. So we have 10 nesting boxes in this coop altogether, and it's like everybody lays in the same box or two. They will sit outside of the box and squawk and yell, trying to push them out of the box so that they can get in here and lay. It's just how chickens do. All right, we're gonna head over to the breast pen so I can show you guys their setup and so we can check their eggs. And maybe it'll be a little bit quieter without the forestry mulcher going in the background. We'll see. So we have our Chickshaw here. You guys probably remember this from videos ago. This is just the simple Justin Rhodes design. We actually bought this from somebody who had already built it. We have added our automatic chicken door, so that way we don't have to come and let the ramp up and down every single day. They are protected inside of this Premier One poultry net fencing. It is hooked up to a solar charger here, so they stay nice and safe out here. Like I said, they have been separated and on their own for somewhere close to 30 days now. I was a little concerned because our hens were not too fond of our rooster, and our other rooster, as you may remember from videos past, got sick and was not able to walk. He is recovering. Unfortunately, we had to rehome him to a different home to continue his recovery because he's not going to fit into our breeding lineup, because you want the strongest birds that you have to be your breeders, and because he had fallen ill, he did not make the cut for our breeding program. We do have one really good and strong rooster out here who we're hoping is going to pull through for us. The ladies seem to like him a little bit better now that he doesn't have to compete for their attention with the other breed roosters that we have here on the grounds. So currently, excuse me, Currently, we are just collecting our breast eggs and eating them and or selling them to our monthly egg subscription members. Once we start collecting our eggs for incubating, we will just keep them on the counter at room temperature. And we want to try to collect within 7 days. I've heard that some people go up to 2 weeks of collecting, but your fertility rate really drops down after about 5 to 7 days. So we're gonna try and get as many as we can in 7 days and get them into the incubator as quickly as possible. So in case you guys didn't see, this is the back of the Chickshaw here. I've given you guys a tour of this in the previous video, but there are milk crates on the back of it and they just sit right in place. You can see our breasts are not lacking in forage. My plan is to keep them on an area until I notice that it's beat down pretty good. And when I notice that they're depending more on their feeders than they are the land, then I know that it's time to move them to a new area. But we have this tree here that we want to incorporate into our daughter's play area that have all of these vines and weeds and stuff up around it anyways. So I thought we'd just put them around here and let them do some of the cleanup for us. And then once they're done in here, we'll come and continue to clean it up and get it all nice and neat. You might as well use your animals to help you do things around your homestead, especially if it is a benefit to them as far as a source of food or shelter or something along those lines. So with it warming up, and just in general, you do want to provide a good amount of shade for your birds. Not only does it help keep them cool in the heat of the day, but it also helps protect them from the rain. And also you want to provide some kind of shelter for protection from aerial predators. If they have some kind of shelter that they can get up under to protect them from hawks or other birds of prey, you're less likely to have any kind of casualties from overhead critters. I hope you guys picked up some nuggets from this video. No pun intended. I hope that this series has been helpful for you guys. If you haven't seen the first 2 videos, I will put them in the description box below so that you can catch up on all the previous information. The world of chickens is really so vast, and to keep it in a short and entertaining video for you guys would be almost impossible. So if you have any specific questions about chickens or keeping chickens, put those down in the comments below and I will do my best to answer those. As I mentioned before, and as you can probably still hear in the background, we have lots of things going on here at the homestead. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Until then, see you later.